Hi there and welcome along to another workout for you to row along to. Now today's workout is going to be a 7-minute workout. So this is perfectly placed for people who are trying to build up their time on the rowing machine. Now how we're going to do it is a 4-minute warm up that's going to get our body warmed up, and then we're going to go into that 7-minute row. And we're going to keep it down at a nice low intensity. So run about 20 strokes a minute and kind of 5-6 out of 10 effort, which I'll explain, don't worry about it. But then every 30 seconds we're going to take one power stroke. So it's basically just connect and you push as hard as you can with your legs, just to kind of have a little bit of an oomph into your row. Just do that every 30 seconds, and trust me, because you're chasing those 30 seconds, the 7 minutes will be over before you know it, all right? So before we can even get into our 4-minute warm-up, we have to set up our machines first. On an RowAlong, that means setting your resistance to where you want it to be. If you've never really played with the resistance, just get it to a point where you feel you get a nice connection of your body into the stroke, but you don't have to heave against it. But at the same time, it doesn't just feel like you're rowing in air. And if you're rowing using the Concept 2 RowAlong app, the kind of the same guide goes for where you set your drag factor to, okay? You just want that nice sensation. If you have no idea where to set it on the Concept 2, just set your lever to run about 5, because too low isn't a problem, too high is a problem. Then read up about drag factor afterwards, okay? Next up, go to your foot stretcher height, and I want you to set it at a height where you're able to get into the front of the machine with your shins in a vertical position comfortably, okay? Now, if you're set too high, it can be a little bit tough to get to that comfortable position. If you're set too low, you can go scooting past, and basically your backside escapes from beneath you and you lose power and all that stuff, right? A good guide here is that the strap should cover the bottom lace in your shoe, the horizontal one, or like the balls of your feet. So if you start there, you can then adjust for your own comfort from that point on, all right? So our 4-minute warm-up is about to begin. We're gonna do this at a nice low intensity, basically just enough of a push of your legs to connect your arms to the machine, and then we'll increase our intensity to warm up, because we're not going as fast as we can in a warm-up, are we? No. So if you are ready to go, we're gonna get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. I'm going to do this at 20 strokes a minute as well. I'm a real fan of 20 strokes a minute. There's very many reasons, but one of them is just the fact that it's one stroke every 3 seconds. Okay, so it's really easy to get the timing right for this. And this way you can just kind of concentrate on one stroke every 3 seconds, and then just think about that push of your legs happening at the same time that your hands connect to the machine. So that part when your arms kind of engage to the stroke. Push your feet at the same time. And don't worry about power yet. So what the warm-up's about is just getting your body into the right positions and to get you moving properly. And so yeah, I know this makes it a 11-minute workout, not a 7-minute workout, but it's a nice way to sneak in a bit of a few meters, a few more minutes into your row, and you do get a break in between to have a little drink of water. Now if you want to increase the push from your legs a little bit, you can. We're just going to spend a minute doing this. So if you want to take it up to that 5 out of 10 intensity, which is kind of when your breathing rate goes up, your heart rate starts to climb, you know you're putting in some kind of effort, but it doesn't feel like hard work. I always say it's like if you were walking up a constant flight of stairs where you start to get out of breath, but you don't feel like you need a wee sit down after 10 steps, okay? So that's what you're looking for, and actually this is the pace we're going to be rowing our main session at today as well. So remember the pace that you're seeing in front of you right now, because in 2 strokes time, we're going to take 1 foot out and put it on the ground. So unstrap, foot on the ground, continue rowing. Don't worry if these transitions take you a few seconds, okay? It's not a problem if you miss a couple of strokes on these drills. I don't want you to take like 20 seconds and only get a couple of strokes in, but if you miss 5 seconds, that's fine. Okay, so we'll take 1 more, then we'll swap feet. Okay, so there we go. So the point here is that by rowing with only 1 leg strapped in, you can get into your body angles better, okay? So that means the tilt forwards over your hips as you come into the front of the machine because you've only got one leg in, there's less to kind of bind you up at the front of the machine, so you can really get that slide to the right position and the forwards tilt. Right, put both feet back in, tighten the straps if you wish, legs nice and straight, and roll with your back and arms. Okay, so swing over your back, pull in your arms, out with your arms, and rock forwards again. Now you'll notice this isn't a particularly intense warm-up we're doing today. This is really just about getting your body moving, ready for the main session, which itself isn't going to be too intense. It's just going to be about letting your body move and putting in a little bit of power. Let's roll to the front with straight arms, forwards tilt, push out with just your legs. Try to hold that forwards tilt if you can, but most important here is the straight arms, okay? So you are not pulling from the front of the stroke, you're just pushing with your legs. Just a couple more strokes to go, and that'll be us done on the warm-up. One more. Here we go. So, stop and have a quick drink. I'm going to explain one more time what it is we're doing today, and if you want to do some light rowing while I explain, please do. Just make sure that you stop ready to start the main session, okay? Okay then, so today's main row is going to be 7 minutes long at that nice low intensity and 20 strokes per minute. But every 30 seconds we're going to put in a good old power stroke from our legs. And it's an interesting trick. Just by breaking it into 30-second chunks, this 7 minutes is going to absolutely fly by. All right? So hopefully you've had a drink, hopefully you've had a little bit of a wiggle of your backside to ease off the pressure, and you are ready to get going. Because we're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So remember, 20 strokes a minute, and the power intensity you're aiming for is that 5, 6 out of 10 walking up a flight of stairs pace that we were doing during the warm-up. Okay, so enough force that you know you're working, but not so much that you feel you have to stop. Okay, so power stroke coming up after this one. I just want you to push hard with your legs. Push. Okay? Then back to our 5 out of 10. And the important thing here is that you really do think about those straight arms and the forwards tilt as you do so, and holding that forwards tilt of your upper body and straight arms to let the power come in. Okay, so one more stroke. And here we go with our power stroke. And you really, hopefully, will hear your machine suddenly change pitch as you put in the power, and you accelerate into the flywheel. Something that's like a nice reward to know you're pushing that power in. One more stroke here. And let's do our next power stroke. You ready? And of course, you should also see the monitor showing that you're going faster. There's not much point putting in this power and hearing it if you're not actually rewarded by a faster pace. So I'm at 150 pace right now, and then we'll take one more stroke. And let's do our power stroke. And that takes me down to 142 on the Aviron. So I've got a 10-second difference when I go for that power stroke. You don't have to worry about my paces, but a bit of a difference between the two would be nice. One more here. And let's do that power stroke. It's really hard to not to come up with things to say. If you know me, I've never lost for anything to say, but when I only have 27 seconds between each power stroke, it's kind of hard to get any flow of a conversation going. So, okay, 2 strokes. One more. And here we go with the power stroke. That's 3 minutes done already. And it really is, it's one of these things that if you're ever rowing, say you want to row an hour one day, rather than looking at it as a 60-minute workout, break it down into 10-minute chunks, 6-minute chunks. One more stroke here. And let's go hard for one. Because if you can only ever be looking forwards in these smaller amounts, like in this case, the 30 seconds, then you're never kind of really going, oh, I've got so long to go, looking way too far forwards, ahead in time. 2 strokes. One more. Here we go with the power stroke. And it's just, maybe it's just me, but sometimes for the longer stuff, I'm always just searching for a way to distract my brain from thinking about how long I have to go or how far I have to go. Something I've done ever since my days as a cyclist. Oh, one more stroke. Here we go with the power. Arm straight, push with the legs. Keep that back connected as you do so, okay? You should really feel that power coming up through your body and into the machine. It's not like you're not lurching with your back, you're not pulling with your arms, you're pushing the machine away with your legs, hanging off the handle. One more. Here we go with the power. Oh, I could see in the reflection of my monitor there that as I started that stroke, I really shrugged my shoulders up. You should come back and watch the video for that one. That's not how you do it. Don't know why I suddenly did it then, but I really did. Just put my shoulders into my ears. One more. Let's not do it this time. So into the front, straight arms, push. That was better. Because the arms will take care of themselves. If you get that position, the forwards tilt and arms straight at the front of the machine, right, then that power, the tension if you want to call that, against the stroke, hang on, one more. Here we go, power stroke. That kind of force as you're hanging off the handle, when you get to the back of the stroke, it kind of takes care of itself as you pull in. Obviously you can pull harder at the back if you want to, but there is like a natural release of that force as you come to the back of the stroke. Okay, one here. Let's take a power stroke. Now I know what you're thinking. Hang on, 7 minutes, when do we do the power stroke? We're gonna go all the way to 7 and just do that power stroke as a finishing thing. So really this is a 7 minute and 1 second workout, isn't it? I lied to you all. 2 more strokes and we're all done. One more. Well, I lied, I've still got this one, haven't I? There we go. Now, I don't know about you, but whether it's because I was talking away the whole time or not, who knows? But that 7 minutes absolutely flew by for me, and hopefully it did for you. And it's just a good trick anytime you're doing any kind of a row that you start to think, crikey, this is quite far. Whether it's time, you break it down into small chunks. Whether it's distance, you can break like a 10K into 1K chunks and stuff. Just mess with your head a little bit, and it'll help you get through the longer rows. Okay, so hopefully you got a good workout from that. I'm certainly out of breath. It's a good workout, I did enjoy that one. I'm now gonna go and do something else, go do some resistance training and a quick run, but it's a good 7 minute row just to get you started with your day, build yourself up on the machine if this is you starting from scratch. So I do hope you enjoyed it. So do get in touch on the Facebook groups or whatever and say whether you did or not. And of course you can leave a hashtag. And the hashtag today is just 7 minute builder. Quite a long hashtag, just popped into my head. If you want to do 7 minute builder, then it's a good way to post. All right, thank you so much for joining me in this one. I will see you in a future row. Until then, please take care of yourselves. Be well. Bye bye.